Whoa. A top Republican just went on TV and dropped two absolute bombshells about President Trump, Vladimir Putin, and a possible World War III. You are definitely going to want to stick around for this breakdown. If you want the real story behind the headlines, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button right now. Okay, let's get into it.
So first he warns that the world is, and I'm quoting him here, on the precipice of a World War III. I mean, that is a heavy, heavy statement, coming from anyone, let alone a senior Republican.
And then, boom, he immediately hits us with this one. He claims Vladimir Putin is manipulating the president as a KGB officer would. That's a direct hit on a foreign leader and on the president of the United States, all in one breath. Okay, so what is actually happening here? This isn't just some random rant. This is a huge crack in the party when it comes to foreign policy. So let's break down the who, the what, and the why behind these wild comments. First things first, who is the person even saying all this? You gotta know, this isn't some talking head just looking for clicks. The man making waves is Congressman Michael McCaul. He's a Texas Republican who's retiring, he's a former anti-terrorism prosecutor, and get this, he's chaired both the Homeland Security and the Foreign Affairs Committees. The bottom line, when this guy talks about national security, people in D.C. pay attention.
So what in the world set this all off? Well, it all started with an incident involving Russian drones, a whole lot of drama, and a major disagreement on what it all meant. The number you need to remember is 19. That's how many Russian drones allegedly flew way deep into Poland's airspace. And remember, Poland is a major NATO ally.
And let's be super clear about why this is such a big deal. An attack on one NATO country is treated as an attack on all of them. That includes the United States. Flying military drones into their airspace is a massive, massive provocation. Now this is where it gets really interesting. You can see two totally different worldviews clashing right here. Trump suggested, hey, maybe it was just an accident. But McCaul, he saw something way more calculated. He said, I don't think that was a mistake. I think Putin is testing the resolve of NATO. This right here is the heart of the disagreement. All right, let's get back to that KGB officer comment, because that wasn't just a political soundbite. No, that was a very specific and very personal accusation. For anyone who doesn't know, the KGB was the Soviet Union's spy agency. They were absolute masters of espionage and, more importantly for this story, experts in psychological manipulation. And Vladimir Putin? He wasn't just in the KGB, he was a career officer. So you see, McCaul's point is that Putin never stopped being that KGB agent. He views every single move Putin makes through that lens. So in his mind, Trump isn't dealing with a normal world leader. He's playing a game with a master spy. And the specific accusation is that Putin totally outplayed President Trump during those recent peace talks in Alaska, the ones that were supposed to end the war in Ukraine. McCaul claims he saw it coming a mile away, saying he never had any faith in the talks because he believed Putin was never going to negotiate for real.
All right, so after painting such a dark picture, did McCaul offer any kind of solution? I mean, what does he think the U.S. should be doing instead?
His advice is pretty much a classic foreign policy idea. Stop reacting and start negotiating from a clear position of strength. In other words, you gotta project power to get respect. But here's where it gets interesting. McCaul isn't totally down and out. He actually thinks President Trump is starting to wake up to what Putin's really doing. He's suggesting that all these provocations from Putin might actually be pushing Trump towards a much tougher stance on Russia. Which leaves us all with the one giant question hanging over this whole thing. Is this a retiring congressman firing a genuine warning shot about a global crisis? Or is this just political drama from someone who has nothing left to lose? So what do you think? Is McCaul sounding an alarm we should all be listening to? Or is this just an internal fight going public? Let me know what you think down in the comments. And that's the story. If this breakdown helped you connect the dots, please do me a solid and absolutely smash that like button. And make sure you subscribe for more explainers just like this one. See you next time.